Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to The Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Society Now, a show that endeavors to provide groundbreaking stories and editorials that ignite perspective, excite passion, and invoke social consciousness. I'm all here about the social consciousness.
Yes,
I think
for sure.
there's so many things
For
going
sure.
on in society. I think we need to be more intentional about being socially aware and talking about things that are happening in the world today, right?
For sure.
So my name, I gave y'all this dialogue, but my name is Kira Laws, and you can follow me on Instagram at The Modern Day Cindy. And I have some amazing people with me today. My beautiful co-host.
Whoop, whoop. Hello, everyone. My name is Allison Bullock, and you can find me on Instagram at Miranda Inc. And the one and only, geez.
Y'all need to know this man.
Dude,
y'all
you
don't
need
know
to
this
know.
man. Y'all need to.
You need to know
If
him.
y'all don't have him on y'all Rolodex, Jesus.
Shame on you.
Oh my
You're-
God.
Hashtag get your life.
Get your
Get your
autograph
life.
now, because listen, okay.
I was
In a
about to
couple
do
of
like,
years,
about to
listen.
blow up. I was about to do that, but I didn't know if that was good.
That works. That works.
That works.
It works
That
for me.
works.
It works for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. So tell us who you are. Tell the people who you are. Hey, Facebook Live. Tell them who you are.
Well, welcome everyone to Society Now. My name is Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online: Facebook,
boss.
Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat.
Yes.
At G Hawkins, that's G Hawkins with a Z. And I'm just happy to be here. Ladies, thank y'all so much for allowing me to come on Society Now. I truly appreciate it. I'm sure Facebook Live appreciate it. I'm sure we're going to just really stay, how do millennials say it? Stay litty?
Say
Litty?
Liddy.
We're gonna be
Liddy.
Liddy in these
today.
streets.
Or
Liddy.
something along those lines. Something along with that gesture. But I'm excited to talk about what's happening in our society right now. So what's up?
So we're just really, really happy for those that have joined on Facebook. Hello. We're super excited that you're here. Do not forget to subscribe. It's really, really important. You only get a sneak peek, only 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes, and then guess what? It's the real cutoff. This is like a bad relationship. We
The
cut you
real
off.
cutoff.
For real.
I mean-
so you need to go ahead. We need your review. We need to know constructive feedback. We need to know what you think. And don't forget to share this on Facebook Live right now. Share it. And then guess what? You can possibly get the entire show once you go ahead and subscribe. And last but not least, do not forget to donate to our mission. You can go on the website, www.thesphere.tv/donate. Woo!
Now, looks
So
like some
bad.
people are already tuned in. What's up,
mean-
Kareem from the Boom Bap? We
Hey,
see you,
hey,
my
what's
G.
going on,
Hey,
Kareem?
see you.
Hello,
hey.
Jordan. What's going
Jordan
on?
Harlow.
Come on,
What's
Facebook.
up? What's
Come on.
up?
Well, y'all, it's been like a crazy week.
It's been definitely a crazy
we're going
week.
to do this real quick. Let's go through the society segment.
Let's
talk
do
about
it.
Now, of course, we know this is a common occurrence that happens all the time, walking while black. Now, we talk
Man.
about driving while black. Now, walking while black is a for real offense. And
It
this
is.
young boy was walking while black, and the police officer did stop him. And he did say, I'm going to put you in jail.
Crazy.
And he did definitely put him in jail. So what do y'all feel about this? I mean, this whole thing about walking without identification, how many people actually walk out the house and just walk out the house? And sometimes, I mean, back in the day when you're not going anywhere, you don't have your wallet, you're not driving, you're not thinking about having your ID on you. Is that a conversation we need to have with our kids now?
I mean, definitely.
Obviously, right? Because of
It's,
stuff that's been happening.
yeah, it's something that has to be put at the forefront and at the table. You're seeing situations where the kids are watching parents that they may know become incarcerated
Yeah.
over things that other kids do or other people do, other individuals do that don't look like them. So as a whole, that's a problem.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So that's how I feel about it.
And I think the whole thing about crossing against the light, I don't even think they actually taught that. I think you learn it like by, process of being told that you just crossed against the red light. So this whole crossing against the red, I don't think I ever really learned what that really was until I saw people getting arrested for it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't learn that in defensive driving or driver's ed. I don't remember that. Did you somebody actually tell you what that was?
No.
Okay, so
No.
that's what he was stopped for,
And-
supposedly.
And so I think like the whole walking while black thing, I think it's sad. I think it's really, really sad. And this is another reason why I don't care who you are, you cannot turn a blind eye to what's going on.
True.
At this point, there's no excuse. There is no excuse. You can't tell me I'm not aware. Yes, you are. It can't be justified. It can be. And we've seen it being justified and go epically wrong. I think it's sad. All around, I think it's sad.
Yeah, and you have no consequences. So that's the biggest part.
Jeez.
You're getting positive reinforcement to do
Yeah.
hateful things.
Yeah.
Like,
to
how
a
does that
society of
work?
People.
Yeah.
And that's where we live in today. That's our society
Yeah.
right now.
It sucks. And it really
Plug.
does suck. Plug. Come on, plug.
Come on, plug.
Come on, plug.
Come on.
Boom!
Y'all didn't catch that. That was real slick and slide. Y'all didn't catch it.
Do a
Y'all
little
didn't catch it.
something, man. Do a little
On the
something.
rewind, you can catch that.
Do a
Right.
little something.
Right. So how about the black teen arrested for selling water at the National Mall in D.C.? Like, it's hot outside. It really is hot, y'all. So they said that apparently they warned him that he shouldn't be out there selling anything, but specifically water, because he didn't have a license to sell anything. I don't know if maybe I'm just a little sensitive because of the storyline here, but I just don't. I don't think it's right. Like, I don't think you throw somebody in jail or arrest them because I don't think they got thrown in jail, but arrest them for selling water outside. I mean, it's really not a crime because it's hot outside. I mean, that's just how I look at it. Is it really a crime? I guess it is, but it's not to me. Thoughts, feelings?
So I live in Houston, right?
It's hot as hell here. Let's be clear.
It's a bit hot, right?
Just a little.
And I'm almost certain I've seen every color of the rainbow, right? Sell water
On the corner.
on the corner.
Because
If
it's
you're
hot.
ever in Houston at random corners,
You're
depending
gonna
on how hot it
see-
is, you will have people with coolers that you know are not legit. It's not like an HEB or Walmart.
Because it's hot outside, and it's a
that looks
setting.
fairly decent and fairly safe. I hate to say it like that, right?
Yeah.
And has a cooler. And guess what? They'll charge you 75 cents, $1 for an ice cold water.
Because it's hot outside.
There's no permit because that type of job, I don't know if you can even,
I don't think- and I feel like if a cop stops somebody from doing that in Houston, it's almost like
You're being
inhumane. It's kind of like
you're being
I
petty.
really am hot. Like,
Yeah.
it's hot outside. Like, my air don't work in the car, bro. Please help. Help me.
but
I'm here for that.
but what harm are they doing?
They're doing none. And I think, once again, it's just an opportunity for somebody to exploit people. Look, you're an entrepreneur. Hit me up. You sell out there selling water. We'll put you on Startup Masters. Hit me up at G Hawkins.
There you go.
G Hawkins with Z. We'll bring you on, man. Because I'm
And
about
he's
the
so serious
entrepreneurial
about
spirit.
that.
I'm like,
Seriously.
Entrepreneurial
Because you
spirit.
see the need. You're
You
meeting
do.
a need. And that's
Yeah,
what
it
it's
is.
about. You're meeting
Problem
a need.
solving.
Problem solving. Because clearly if you buy it there, you know it's going to be $13 for a bottle of water. People can't
Indeed.
afford that.
Indeed.
People can't afford that. That's not real life.
Yeah, you could have asked them to move along. You could have done some additional things.
Don't
not
embarrass
arrest.
them.
Yeah.
Arrest them and embarrass them, have them sitting there. It's embarrassing. That's the most humiliating thing for doing the right thing. I
Yeah.
think so. It just sucks. Now, I think this is an interesting story. These are false incarcerations that are happening all around the United States. This is nothing new, right? So this young man, Carlos Cachet, I think his name is, he was apparently arrested back in March for 90 days because the cops said that the drywall that he was using was actually cocaine. So he was arrested and was sat in jail for 90 days because they found out when they arrested him initially that when they ran his record that in 2015, y'all, that apparently he had was on probation for a marijuana and cocaine charge. So they just thought it was an
So
opportunity.
they assumed.
that the drywall was a cover for cocaine.
For coke.
But after they found out that it wasn't coke, he still was in jail.
That sounds like a cover for a lawsuit. That's what I'm smelling.
I smell a serious lawsuit.
Yeah.
90 days.
Come
It
on.
doesn't take 90 days to figure out that wasn't cocaine.
You've
I mean,
destroyed somebody's life in 90
that's
days.
what we were talking about, the livelihood. You have somebody sitting in jail for 3 months. They can't go back to work. They're going to have to explain it was in jail for a trumped up coke charge.
That alone.
Nobody. That alone.
Who's taking this person after that, right? So
I think it's like it's part of the cycle. It's very systemic. It's a cycle.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's
Drywall
come on,
for
come on
painting.
in on this.
I'm sorry. Wait,
Come
Painting
on in
a
on
house.
this.
Let's
Yeah.
go back just a few
Rewind
minutes.
the
Let's
tape.
just go back just a few minutes.
Okay.
So back
He
in
lost
the day,
his job and his home. And
Yes.
Wow.
that sucks.
Yes,
So-
Clinton just chimed in. What's up, Clinton?
thanks, hey Clinton.
Clinton, hit
So,
that share button.
Back in the day, 2015, got in trouble.
Yeah.
Boom.
Probation.
Probation.
Crazy.
Done, right? It's 2017, right?
Can't pay bills when you're in jail.
An
Nothing.
officer of the law assumed, and he still got incarcerated after, even that they knew the truth.
Make it plain, Pastor.
So this is where you guys help me today.
We here for you.
Help me today, because I don't understand, and we've talked about this show after show after show after show. What is it gonna take?
I don't.
Because honestly, like, let's just scratch out the color issue. Let's just take the color out, right?
All right.
This is a person. You are literally altering their entire life.
But see,
going to jail is not like I'm going to get a pedicure. It's not like I'm going to be in timeout. You
Yeah,
feel me?
but
Like, this is
pedicure.
on my record. So when I go to apply for a job, that thing rolls up.
Yeah.
That's the issue, though. It's like I don't even think you can erase the color part of it, because we actually know that the color is the factor. Because most people that are in this situation that aren't colored actually probably get more sympathy in the system, possibly.
Y'all.
And I mean, because I'm like, you looked at this man on a probation charge, you just assumed that it was cocaine. I'm like, what type of neighborhood do you live in? Where are you living that this is happening? That people are putting cocaine in drywall. I know.
Crazy.
I'm like, I don't have the time.
Nor the
But it
money
happens.
to get it expunged. I mean, that's a whole nother story. It is what it is.
So speaking about money, you know what? I tell you, this portion of the show is sponsored by the one and only Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say that they do not have enough in their savings. Do not become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewife Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. We love them. And these are people that you can actually trust. In a world that you can't trust a lot of people to help you get ahead, Houston Housewives of Finance are some people that they're legit, they're straight. They will come for you in the clutch. Seriously.
That's important. That's
Very.
important. Now, Clinton, you're talking about this next topic, and we're about to talk about it. The guy who actually was incarcerated in jail for $2.
Crazy.
Now, let me tell you about why this
Come on,
story.
Clinton. Come
My
on. Look at
last
our
$2.
script right now.
You know, get off my listen, sir.
Get off of our
You don't know
What
about
a
our
show.
You get out of here, sir. Get out of here. But though, seriously though, so this guy was put in jail. Apparently, they said that he was stealing a coat from Zara.
yeah.
Okay, they couldn't get a grand jury together, so the judge dropped the bail to $2. They didn't tell him, so this man is sitting in jail. Another story of a miscarriage of justice, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting in jail, no one is informing you. And my thought to this was like, okay, as soon as the judge signed the order for reducing bail to $2, his lawyer, his corner, somebody should have been the first person over there saying, hey, this man is $2. Hell, I'll post the $2 bail
Talk
Heck
about
yeah.
and let this man out. But you're sitting there again, you're losing your freedom, you're losing your, your means of making what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get how these miscarriages continue to happen. I know how it's happening, but
Sure.
it's unfortunate,
Sure.
right?
So let me ask you a question. Kira, you're a lawyer, right? You have that JD,
Sometimes.
that big J, that big D behind your name,
Sometimes they
right?
let me be a lawyer.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So is there like some type of rule or regulation or some type of policy, like once that information, isn't that supposed to be shared with the person?
Well, ideally, you would think it was shared, right?
Like
so the
common sense, right?
Well, yeah, no. So the problem is that the justice system is so complex, and there's always this. It's like every business, right?
Yeah.
There's always these things that has to go through. You have to run the paperwork to these departments, and it has to go through this process.
it.
And a lot of times, I think that the missing link is the communication to the person. I don't think it's. I think once you the system. I
good
think
point.
once a person's in jail, I don't necessarily know if they take the time to remember that they're human. The humane part of
that's
it.
good.
So someone actually maybe a go-between to say, okay, well, this person was just their bail was reduced. Can someone contact? Can you go down there and let especially if they're in a county jail, right?
Yeah.
Can you go down there and let them know whatever, so they can make the phone calls they need to make. I think that part is missing because they really depend on whoever you hired or acquired, rather
Yeah.
might not be hired, acquired to get that stuff done. So maybe they just assume that the lawyer's on top of it and they're checking in every day, and that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Because the lawyer has caseloads,
And their
right?
caseloads are heavy.
And their
Super
caseloads
heavy.
are
Especially
heavy.
for the
Appointed attorneys. Like, so,
yeah.
you're appointed attorney. You're trying to do the best you can to survive because you're getting paid by, the state or wherever you're getting paid by. So it's a lot of, it's not cut and dry. That's that piece is missing.
It's that
the
gray.
runner.
It's that gray.
You need a runner piece. Like, you need someone in the court saying, okay, well, this happened today, so we need someone to actually make sure this happens. I don't necessarily know how you fix it.
Well, and also part of the problem is systematic. You
Absolutely.
leave a
Yeah,
man in
for
jail
sure.
for $2 because you feel like his life isn't worth anything.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
value associated to this man's life. That's the only reason why you keep someone in a debtor's prison situation
Yeah.
for $2. And obviously we've seen Jay-Z talk about
Come on,
debtor's prison.
13th Amendment.
You know,
Yes.
talk about it.
That's what it is. It's the
Talk
13th
about it.
Amendment, and it's the whole thing. No more slavery, but if you're in jail, that's free labor.
Exactly.
And
All
that's
the
that
time.
debtor system. And I think that's, exactly.
Because it's a profit. Jails are profit.
Khalif Broder.
and it's
Good-
so,
good call,
it's
Clinton.
so unfortunate because people are losing their livelihood. They lose their will to live, especially over stuff like this. It's so petty.
Mm-hmm.
It's so petty. First of all, the first bail was way too high for a coat. That's just my thought. It was way too high for a coat. The fact that you went to jail behind it was enough to me, but the bail was too. When you reduced it to $2, clearly, you knew it was petty.
Sure.
But then you leave them in there, which I think was the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate crime to me. That's the ultimate crime. You leave the man in there.
Indeed.
And you
No
know what you're
concern for
doing.
life.
You create systematic.
Yep.
It's systemic. It's the cycle, and it doesn't stop. So it's unfortunate, guys. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
So we appreciate everybody's feedback. And
I hate
Clinton,
that-
we hear you. He just said, not complex, but corrupt.
Yes.
He's like, preach, brother.
Yes, yes.
It
Clinton,
is
we're going to have to have
corrupt.
you in studio.
Like,
man.
seriously,
We're gonna
you
get
need to
Skype
just
in.
come through.
need to
Like,
come-
Clinton's
I'm-
in Japan right now. We're
You
going to
are
give him
Clinton.
we're giving him a
Oh,
Skype
shout out
in.
to
You have to
Japan.
Skype, sir.
Yeah.
I think you'd be amazing.
you have some amazing
Yeah.
feedback.
We get
And
Clinton
honestly,
Skype.
guess what? It's more than just you. It's a lot of Facebook people that we definitely want to hear your comments and concerns. But guess what? Our time has ended. And guess what? It doesn't have to, because guess what? You can subscribe. You know you want this. You know you want to be
want
a
it.
part. That sounds really bad.
Mhm.
I
You
probably
know
don't need to
you
say
No,
that.
it's
want
real,
it.
real
You
talk.
Jill,
want
you
They
know
want
you
it.
want this
They
content.
this.
You want this
They
content.
need this.
You need this in your
You
life.
need it.
Seriously.
I want it in my
I
life.
was thinking that in my head.
I need it in my life. I'm so
So
old school, y'all. Y'all not ready for
I was
me.
so about
Y'all
to
not
rock
ready.
with that. Here she goes. No.
Clint, no.
So subscribe. Unfortunately, we absolutely love your comment, and you know that we love you. Do not forget, you can subscribe through iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher.
Stitcher.
So make sure you do that. But we have to bid you adieu, and see you next Wednesday at 8:30. Talk to you later, guys.
Yep.
Take care. We love you.
Oh man, so many things happening. In the
He's
world.
like, come back, laugh out loud.
he subscribe, Clinton, subscribe. Okay, so this is the issue right now. Black parents are suing the state of Mississippi.
Man.
I think this is long overdue, y'all.
It's about time. I have to
It's a
hold
list-
myself on
I
that
like
one.
the list of states that need to be
Yes,
sued, but
it's
Mississippi was kind of top.
about time.
It's about time. So it's unfortunate because they said there's some disparities in the educational system, obviously, right? Mississippi is one of those states that people still feel the burn. Mississippi burning, y'all caught that? Y'all did.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, good job. Good
so
job.
We
yeah,
got
so
you.
there's still some black-white separation going on there. So they feel like the state of Mississippi is pretty much not doing its best to make sure the system of education is uniform. What do y'all think about that? I mean, I know we see this in pockets of different cities. You know, you see that urban versus suburban and stuff like that, and then even deeper levels. But when you talk about statewide and the history of Mississippi, you know, you think about how deep-rooted it is. What do you guys think about that? I mean, this is a
Ladies
lot.
first.
So I'm going to say that I think I'm going to agree with everybody on the panel. I think it's long overdue.
Mhm.
I think that alone deserves a clap.
Come on, clap.
Simply because I think in so much of the news, it seems like if you have a certain color skin, it seems like you get nowhere.
Mm,
The perception is, well, heck, I can be this, this, and this,
yeah,
but the color of my skin leaves me here.
sure.
My skin is my sin.
My skin is my
Talk
sin.
about it.
And so I think that stories like this is like that light at the end of the tunnel
Yeah.
that says, you know what? No, enough is enough.
Yeah.
This is a real issue. It has to be addressed, and not just by a person. This needs to be by a state.
Yeah.
Now, again, you guys, I'm really trying to be PC, so help me.
Don't-
But I
you know, it's
think
no need
I
on the
really think
interwebs.
that I'll just say that I'm happy that it happened, because it's probably longer due, especially in Mississippi. In Mississippi, this is not New York. This is Mississippi.
It's so funny, you guys. I remember a couple of years back, there, my husband and I were invited to a family reunion, and it was in Mississippi.
Baby, look.
We decided
Rain
we weren't
check.
going to go. Because I was
we
like,
can
first of
t-shirt in
all,
the
if we
mail.
were going, we were already in the area, not necessarily Mississippi. We were a surrounding state. I said, so we go. We're actually going to drive there. We're not driving, and that this is like 2014 ish. You know what I mean? Like
That's
2000.
sad. That has to be a real conversation in 2014.
But my reality is that it's a deep rooted concern, because I'm like, I'm here with this beautiful black man, and I'm like, I would hate. And it's unfortunate that the stigma of the state is so much racial tension. Now it's happening everywhere, right?
Oh,
It's
for
not
sure,
Mississippi's not the
It's
flagship.
just not because we love Mississippi, right?
Yeah, like because I
But it
know
happens
some beautiful
everywhere.
people from
Kinda.
Mississippi, right? But the history,
I love Gary. He's
right?
like, no, kinda.
It's the history of the state, like many other states, right? But it's the history of the state that is concerning. And like we would have to be driving at night. Like if we have to drive at night, we're probably not gonna go. Like that's the thought process. You go through that whole thought process. But this is the conversation while being African American. These are the concerns that you have. Like, do you feel comfortable doing certain things at certain times of day in certain places?
Yeah.
I just had to throw that in there.
I mean,
This is
it's,
real life.
it's real talk,
Yeah.
right? And you talk about Mississippi as a whole. I think a lot of people have to remember from a historical perspective, Mississippi was supposed to be reunited back into the Union after the Civil War.
Yeah.
So you don't, and when you don't have schools that provide adequate education for everyone, regardless of race, creed, color, things like that, this is what you're going to expect. And when we talk systematically, what we're talking about is the fact that your property taxes mostly denote the type of
Make that
education you're going to
plain.
get. So if you're living in a community with low property value because of whatever has happened to that community, you can expect the schools to be poor. And the inverse is true.
Yeah.
So that's really what this is. And,
It's
and
so
once
sad.
again, systematic. It's systemic. This is everywhere in our country. This is ingrained through political choices, through redlining, and all kinds of things. And these are the outcomes. These are the consequences when you have people in charge that do not care about life.
Absolutely.
So
Mic drop.
hashtag that was a mic drop roll. So hashtag stay woke.
Stay
And for
woke.
those that are that are like,
woke.
oh,
Yeah,
what's
come on
that
now.
mean? I don't know what stay woke means. Be
Then you
alert,
need to
be
awake.
aware.
Wake up.
Because
Yeah.
and I will never be shy to say this. I was the person that saw, but I'm like, well, it really doesn't affect me. Like it's okay. Like I look around, all my brothers and my sisters are cool.
Yeah.
But guess what? And this is me being completely transparent. When Kira and I first became friends, and every time that Kaylin would leave the house, we can be in the middle talking. She'd be like, "Be safe, baby." I'd be
Every
like,
time.
"Oh, that's so cute." And then all these things, I was like, "Yo, wait."
That's a real
She's not talking about being
conversation.
like just safe, like, babe, don't catch a pothole. She's like, babe, be smart.
Yeah.
I was like,
Being safe now means smart. And now being
I always say
married,
make wise decisions.
it's like, okay, babe, be careful. Don't speed.
Yeah, don't
because
speed.
if you
Please be
speed
careful.
and it's a certain time of night, you get pulled over.
Yes,
something
indeed.
something could potentially turn into a deadly situation. And at one time, that would be like, oh, you're being dramatic. But that's truth.
No, that's
So
truth.
this is a
And-
situation on all things. You guys need to stay woke. And you need to
Pay
get
attention.
acquainted
Definitely pay
with,
attention.
with the stuff that's going on in your area.
especially when it comes to
education.
education.
When it comes to education, because you guys, look, education is what we need.
It's the pipeline, right?
Okay. All right, I'm off
pipe-
my soapbox. I'm done.
I
All right.
appreciate your soapbox
Bows
is
out.
so like amazing.
Oh,
It's
you're
like
so
I'm
great.
It's up
and I'm
there.
here.
Oh,
Sky
And you're
high.
here.
hashtag. You gotta love them.
Sky
Right?
Goals. Hashtag goals.
But the fact that she leaves it up,
Way up.
come through.
Way up.
That's what friends are for.
You're crazy. So let me tell y'all what I thought was just absolutely ridiculous
No,
in the
this
news
is
because
absolutely
this is ridiculous. So Bishop Eddie Long has been deceased for 6 months. God rest his soul.
Dude, has it been that long already?
Yeah, it's been 6 months. I mean, I think he passed away back in January.
He
or something
did.
like-
Very long stroke.
And yeah, and man is gone. He gone. But the IRS is hitting him on a tax lien posthumous, and I thought the tax lien was a little bit egregious, $335,000. And they're saying that if the family fails to produce the cash, they're going to seize his assets, cash, and whatever else
That's a
property he
lot.
might have. Now, mind you, these people are still grieving because although he was very visible in a lot of things that happened in the past, he still had a family, right? And they still had a church. So it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving
layers
parts
to it, yeah.
that goes into that. So when you start talking about tax liens and paying money and this, I'm sure, and it didn't say it was like he wasn't paying tax in the past. It's just this year's taxes. So it's just kind of like, what the crap?
Kick a man while he's down
Like,
or
literally,
dead.
literally,
Like
literally.
seriously.
Like it's kind of like he gone. And I was like, IRS don't stop y'all.
No.
I mean, they gonna
That
come for
estate,
you.
They coming for that
They-
estate.
they
they
don't
come
come.
for-
There's no sympathy.
I mean, I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if mama cashed out. Like, did you cash out? Or was the issue that you signed up and you just assumed all the responsibility? Did you cash out?
See, again, I think this is one of those stories we have to know somebody from the inside. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just a lot.
It's when they have stories like this, you're kind of like, dude, that sucks. But the reality of it is, we all know the IRS. They don't play. They don't care what color you are. They don't care who you are. They don't care who's uncle, cousin you are. Money is green at the end of the day. So I think we would probably need somebody from the inside. But dude, that's a super society second, because it's like, dang,
it's sad. I just
it's
thought
sad.
about it. I was just like, this is the
especially
worst.
right now, because they're definitely still grieving, and we just hope we still send our condolences.
Condolences out.
Condolences out. And I
Condolences
just pray
out
that
for the long
there's a
family.
workaround for that, like
Seriously.
some type of settlement.
Yeah.
That's smaller than
that it can work. That
$335,000.
it works out.
Perhaps.
Yeah, definitely that it works
because
out.
it's a lot
Yeah.
for people that are grieving 6 months later.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
'Cause,
indeed.
I mean, God, dog.
Well, hopefully people will settle on making sure that your mouth is right over at Elite Dental
Come
Wellness.
on.
Love it. Come on.
Y'all like that? Y'all like that? So
Come on, claps.
let's
Claps to
roll
the back.
then. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and wellness of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built on a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel as though they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team tirelessly work to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at area code 713-789-8680. And remember, if you say the Sphere, you get 10% off.
Come on,
We
10%.
love it.
Booyah.
10% is a long
Hashtag
way.
knowing to know people.
Indeed.
Hello.
You better know.
You saw that side?
Come
There
on.
it goes. That nod again for you. Boom.
You're so like hood, and I love it in your heart, because it's not a reality for you.
Hashtag the disrespect is real. Shade.
That's a long hashtag.
You saw that?
I mean,
Shade.
Was that a
it's
part of
a
the
long-
hashtag?
I mean,
I know, right?
like a 30-letter hashtag over here, 40, 50 letter.
Yeah.
Y'all are so
Hashtag.
horrible.
So it is only 140 characters.
I mean,
I mean-
that's half the text right there.
Really?
Twitter.
Hashtag?
Yeah.
There's limited on Twitter.
Twitter's a limit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what is 140?
Yeah, because I'm on Twitter a lot.
You don't tweet. You don't even know what a
No.
tweet
Oh,
is.
God.
Okay, so let's talk about this financial freedom pastor. So the financial freedom pastor is getting hit up for tax fraud. See, this man that wrote a book. Please don't repo my car is the name of the book.
Woo, no, seriously, wait, I'm sorry. Wait,
Wait,
Chris.
that's the name of the book, y'all. Please don't repo my car. Now, this man had federal prosecutors claim that he was able to live a life of luxury that between $1.5 million in a condo. He has 2 Ferraris, a Maserati, and Land Rover, and 3 BMWs. Now, I know one person that can drive one car at a time. This man has like 8. Now, I'm just kind of
His
concerned.
name is, what is it, Kuntz?
Kuntz. He wrote a book that probably made him a very rich man.
Please
Because
don't repo my car.
Because I mean, and it's that whole thing. A lot of people are against. Now, I believe in, I believe, this is my belief. I believe in kingdom preaching, and this is my belief system. But I don't believe in, and I think the kingdom is wealth. I'll say that the kingdom
Okay.
is wealth.
Where are we going?
Because
Take us on this journey.
I'm taking y'all. Are y'all
Okay.
ready? But I know a lot of people that are against prosperity preaching.
There it is.
Because when people only talk about getting money or whatever that looks like to them, right? I think kingdom includes money, and I think you have to teach people how to live a whole life, and it's not just about acquiring assets. And so sometimes when pastors, I don't know Pastor Kuntz or whatever, but sometimes they see these pastors with these things and they assume that, this is my goal or whatever. But this is where it goes wrong, because now you're being, you please don't repo my car is the name of your book.
Because you was greedy. Which car? I mean,
Which car? Because it's 3 BMWs, 2
6.
Ferraris. Yeah, like
7.
there's a lot. There's a lot happening. 7 cars. There's 7 cars as one man. And I think, I like cars. I love cars. But I think that it really does push this image of pastors or ministers not necessarily upholding their end of, not necessarily, because I don't believe people should live meekly, in terms of, like, when I say meek, not
Meek Mill.
like pious. I don't think like you need to be pious to be a person of the word of God. But I do think that it's problematic if the people are coming for your life because you're not you live in tax fraud. Tax fraud is a real thing, people. I hope this is just like an allegation, and it's not. But it's not. Don't look like that's the case,
No.
y'all. It's not the case.
This looks legit.
So this is my thing. And I'm gonna be real brief, okay? So this story would not be even relevant. It wouldn't be brought on the show.
I know you feel some type of way about
I
this.
do.
Okay.
It wouldn't have even been brought up in the news if it didn't say Minister Coombs.
Absolutely.
Period.
And it's that
if it
type
was
of stigma.
Bill Coombs, June Coombs, Bob Coombs, whomever,
We would have never heard
we
about
would have
it.
never heard.
But
Because
it's
why it
that
happens every day. But the fact that it said
the
minister, so this
and,
is what
and
I'm
he had
gonna
wrote
say.
a book.
And he wrote a book that is actually
Clearly a popular book.
very, very popular. Book.
And
So-
the title,
And it foreshadowed.
So this is what I'm
Probably
saying. So a lot of
light
people,
bulb.
Exactly.
So I end up having like a random conversation with a stranger, and the moment that they heard some keywords, it was like, "Oh, you're one of those religious folks."
A religious folk.
So because religion equals Christianity, which equals ministers, pastors. I'm
It's
a
a lot
Christian
under
and all
that
that kind of
umbrella.
stuff.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that which is supposed to be positive turns into a negative. So this is what I'm going to say for all of those people out there. You may want to do some self-evaluation, especially when you attach certain things. Titles are supposed to bring merit to your name.
Come on, merit
I like that.
and
It's supposed
legitimacy
to bring merit to your name, and
And
you have
honor.
you have to be very intentional about upholding that. Now, granted, my name is Allison, and I ain't perfect, so I am not trying to slant or point fingers. I'm just saying that once you put a title on your name, you have to make it a point to try to be right and do right, and as much as you possibly can. And if it's once or twice, but it says several accounts of tax fraud.
And
You
that's-
got to be really careful on the fact that you wrote a book. And I hate to say this, when you say minister, most ministers have a following.
Most of them. Yeah.
So they follow what not only they hear, but more what
they do.
Mhm.
What they see. Oh,
So
they
whatever
see.
you do,
Yeah.
they see.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it becomes confusion. And I think that right now, with the way the world is, a little bit of less confusion would do the whole world good.
He
I agree with that.
He has
You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question though. So
Sure.
what I took away from that was because he's a minister, we should hold him to a higher account. Is that what I'm understanding?
So I'm going to say this. Any person in authority,
Sure.
so whether it be a minister or a person that's a CEO, once you have that title behind your name, I think that you're almost obligated to, I don't want to say live righteous, that's the wrong word,
Sure.
but to be as just as possible when you know you have a following.
Well, I'll even take it here because I just thought about this. Even we have something attached to your name. I'm a parent, so I'm a responsible.
Yeah.
For whatever seed comes from me, I'm responsible for whatever they do. But so everybody's gonna look at me for the actions of my actions specifically, but also what happens with them. It's the same thing with a minister. It's the same thing with a CEO. It's same like people are looking at you because you're supposed to be the person that knows better. Like you're supposed to know because there's people watching you for what you do because you're on leadership in that whatever area you're in leadership. So it's your responsibility to make sure that blank happens or doesn't happen. So in this situation, I don't necessarily know if the minister is higher than a regular person per se, but he has taken, I'm guessing, an oath of responsibility for what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like he's not better per se, but you still you have to take responsibility because people are watching because you're commanding souls.
When
at
you
this
know
point.
that you're, and this has been an ongoing debate. You've had celebrities that's been like, look, I'm a celebrity, but look, I never asked to be somebody's role model.
Sure.
I'm just a celebrity.
And that is so problematic to me at some
You
times. 'Cause
know?
I'm like, because you're not a role model, but you're profiting off of me.
Yes.
And I'm listening to you because I enjoy you and I'm watching your life.
And I think that at some point there has to be some type of accountability. Of course, you don't have to be perfect, but if you know whatever you're doing is leading, I don't want to say millions, but people
Could
down
potentially be
not
dangerous.
the most positive route, you should be, I don't know, maybe a disclaimer. You know what I mean?
Like, this is,
Disclaimer on life.
You see what I'm saying?
But that
like a
disclaimer
disclaimer,
doesn't
like
work.
like, yo,
Disclaimer
I'm
don't-
having fun. Don't follow me because I forgot the name of the celebrity. He's in my head, but he's pretty much was like, look, I am not your role model. Oh, you know who was? Y'all, back in the day, basketball player, different color hair, wore wedding dress.
David,
starts an R.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
yeah.
But
Rodman
listen,
pretty
let me
much
tell you
said,
though,
like, yo,
everybody
I'm
knew
not your
that-
role model.
Everybody knew Dennis Rodman wasn't a role model.
No, he did, but he had a following.
But he had a following
yeah.
because he was extreme.
He was
Exactly.
extreme, but in his extreme, he said,
That's
yo,
me.
I'm not your role model.
And I get that.
I'm just doing me. And I'm like, I applaud him to be like, at least say that. Some people don't even say that. Some people are like, that's not my role.
And I get how they try to balance, because the people want to be normal, but they also want to have this lifestyle that they've been privileged to have. So it's kind of the balance of it. And in this situation, it's kind of like they're saying like you have acquired all these things and you haven't did your responsibility, because we all have to pay taxes.
Heck yeah.
So you can't skip out on the
That's
tax
the one
part.
thing that's not prejudice.
Womp,
The
womp, womp. So you got all these things, but you're not giving Caesar, and that's what the article said, give unto Caesar what is it. They said, I guess he's going to now figure out what it is to mean to give to Caesar what is his.
Wow.
Oh, that's so deep, y'all.
That's
So-
shade right there.
Sorry,
Now,
you
that
you
was
actually
shade.
asked an initial question. I hope I answered that.
You did.
a-
And I wanted to, obviously, I knew the answer to it, but I wanted to probe it because I want you to make it plain for those that are watching right now, those that are listening in their car right now, because that conversation needs to be had so often that
Yeah.
you need to be responsible based on your title and some form of accountability. It
Yeah.
should be there. That's what it is.
We want your opinion, so don't forget to add us on any social media at Society Now, or follow TheSphere.tv. Comment, you guys. We want to know what you think.
we also want to know everything.
We want to know
Give it to
everything.
us.
We want to know your feedback. We want to know what you think.
Yes.
It's important. So don't forget to subscribe at iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher.
And this portion of the show is sponsored by, guess what? The Sphere.
Are you
Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789. That's 832-772-7789. Or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. That's advertise@thesphere.tv. We look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Yay.
Yeah.
You were whoop.
Yep.
Yay. I feel like I should like sea walk on y'all, but y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Now, Allison,
ready.
tell me about this Amazon, because you really like this Amazon.
So I've got to say this. I am so not a tech person.
come on,
but-
techie, but you got a techie by you.
But so
Come on,
like,
tech.
I've got the
know a little
tech.
something.
You see what I'm saying? I had to say, I feel like I had to put like some bass to it.
The
Tech.
Come on, tech
So
guru.
Amazon is like taking over the world. Like
I mean,
seriously, they
I'm
are
like they're gobbling
everywhere.
up all the
They
space.
are buying up all kind of stuff. And
Goodness
so, like,
gracious.
so the biggest deal that they've just did, which is like one of the biggest deals in history, is them buying up Whole Foods. So
Which
for
is
those that
major.
are in Houston, Texas, like Whole Foods is like
We're like, I know Californians, like they do avocados and stuff. We do Whole Foods like everywhere. Like it's a whole, like if you have Whole Foods in your neighborhood, you really have made
Affluent.
it. You affluent, baby. You are on
yeah.
that
And
next
so
level.
like when you say it, it's almost like where you're going.
Whole Foods.
Foods.
Whole Foods.
It's
You
not
better
like
know.
going to Walmart. It's like here's where you're going.
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods. I feel like I roll my shoulders back. Where are you going?
Whole Foods.
And honestly, I think that was so great because Whole Foods stock was going down. Let's be
it
real.
was.
A lot of
It
people
was.
didn't know that. Everybody was just like, "Oh, Whole Foods doing great." Whole Foods wasn't doing great for a couple of years. The stock went down.
It was too pricey.
And so Amazon actually bought them out, and everyone was like, "Well, what does Amazon need with a grocery store?
Smart
Like, what
freaking
what
buy.
would they do?" You guys, they are trying to get every single corner of the market. So pretty much they have a function where you pretty much do not have to check out. Of course, like everything on Amazon, everything is what? A click away. So you literally can go grocery shopping, pick up your stuff, and I believe there's like an app on the phone that you
And
can
you
like zap.
cue it.
And guess what? You're done.
That's some crazy.
You are done. And so
Oh my God.
this brings me back. For those that know, like I'm in grad school right now and I'm getting my MBA, and a lot, like you guys, this has been a topic
that.
in class every single day.
It's
Everybody's like, so half the class is like, I don't know how I like that. Like Amazon Go, like what does that look like? Other half class is like, that makes sense because guess what I already do? I already do Uber Eats. Everything that I already use gets sent to my house. So anything that makes life simpler, more simple, I'm here for it.
But I feel like it's so like I love the idea of this, and this I love the idea of it, right? I think it's amazing, but I feel like what happens to the people that actually are working, right? So I always think about the man, you know, because I'm like, okay, so where do they go? Like, is there still a place for them? Do you downsize? I mean, downsize. Like, how do you sustain? Because of course, when this goes viral or whatever, they're gonna cut people.
Sensor
So we're-
fusion, like, dude, you don't even have
You know, I'm like,
sensor
who-
fusion. You just walk out. I'm sorry,
But I'm
This
like,
is
but-
censored.
but
Like,
it-
you
this is
literally
the
don't need
thing.
an app.
But where are the workers going to go? Who's going to hire them? Because if this is, because remind you, like once this happens, then it's going to be, this is for wave one, right? Then it's the next wave. Somebody else is going to adopt it. The second coming to market is going to be amazing. Because this is first to market, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the
So
second,
Amazon.
so it's like second coming, whoever adopts it is going to be amazing. That means more and more people not working. So what happens?
So before I give my,
Because this
Garrett.
guy knows. So I want
Right.
you to.
bum, ba-da-da.
So obviously we talked a little bit about this over at Technocrats. Make sure to check us out at
Come on, Technocrats!
/Technocrats. First and foremost, I always want to say that technology is disruptive. Right.
Very
that's
good.
that's what technology does. It disrupts the social norm.
It does, big
disrupts
time.
things that you've had in place, policies, procedures, processes are disrupted by technology each and every day,
Yeah.
every time you turn around. What Amazon is doing is they're going to make this decision and say, hey, all the checkouts gone. Right.
Oh.
All the tellers, for the most part, you're going to have one or two that are there just to kind of watch over the environment. But that's about it. Basically, what you see right now at the self-checkout, you got one
Self-checkout.
person in a with a band of
Monitoring.
6 or 7 self-checkout areas, just monitoring. So you're going to have that same type of scenario and environment. But what that means is jobs don't just disappear. Jobs shift, and that's the thing about it being disruptive. You may lose a job here on the teller side, right? But that job is now on the technician side.
So
that
what,
job is in the programming side.
So what happens to the kids? Like I think about the children who used to be like checkers and stuff like that. So where do they go?
So now if I was a child, and this is how technology is. 14, 15, my parents should be focused on coding. My parents should be focused on machine learning.
Yeah.
My parents should be focused on logic.
Okay.
Those are the things, the skill sets that I would need to pick up so that when I turn 16, 17, I
I'm
can go
already
work
ready.
for Amazon Go, but not as a teller.
Okay.
Not necessarily as a stalker, but I can go work as an entry-level analyst.
Yeah.
That's
That's
helping to make
good.
sure the code is right. That's helping to make sure the machines are functioning right. So the job just shifts. It doesn't necessarily disappear,
Okay.
just like energy.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily disappear. I hit for the physics folks out there. I'm watching you. Doesn't necessarily disappear.
Come
It
on,
just
energy?
shifts. So that's the thing you have to be aware of, and that's really it. And
I think that's good. I mean, I think that's a good point because I'm thinking like, okay, this is good, but then I think about how when amusement parks started closing, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what happens when they started implementing curfews and then nobody could work, and then it didn't make sense for the parks to stay open later, and then those jobs disappeared, and then kids were just like being mindless and doing whatever they did because they didn't know how to appropriately shift it.
Yeah.
So this is the conversation in our
Pivot.
society now, right? Because
hashtag pivot.
I mean, because you're like, you have to come on, pivot. So because you have to figure out, okay, how to, as a parent or as a community leader or whatever, or an educator,
Yeah.
or counselor, how do you start preparing the next generation to say, okay, this is what's coming down. So you're not going to be able to work at Kroger, Randall's, Walmart, or whatever as a teller. You might have to start thinking about what's on the other side of that. What is your
Exactly.
opportunity? What is there? Do you have any interest there? If not, let's talk about what your long-term goals are and start planning as a short-term goal,
Yeah.
like no long-term anymore.
So I love society now, right? Because we actually talk about what's going on in society
Society,
now.
yeah.
And so of course,
Isn't that interesting?
While they
Ain't
were
that something?
talking,
Come
I
on
was
now.
like, I'm just curious. Let me just look at what jobs they have: vendor managers, operations managers, call-in networks, online merchants, operations managers. They even had software developer engineers, 1, 2, and 3. And so this goes back to the initial statement that we had about 1 or 2 shows ago. Everybody back in the day, our parents were like, guess what you need to be? A doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
We came from that
Help,
generation.
God, help.
Where a
Help.
lot of people were like, guess where the money is? You got to be a doctor. You got to be a lawyer. The reality of it is, there is a lot of other avenues and multiple streams of incomes that you can get through various different avenues. And one of them is technology. Amazon has literally broken every barrier that you could possibly think. And they were a sneak attack.
No, nobody
People-
saw that coming. Just like
people
nobody
saw-
saw Redbox.
I mean, you guys,
Well-
article after article.
Or maybe
I mean,
they did.
saw it coming.
Yeah.
So come on,
Yeah.
tech,
Yeah,
come on,
on tech
technocrat.
Tech side, y'all
Yeah,
saw it.
we
But
saw
we
it.
didn't see it.
But for
We
average
didn't see it.
consumers, the fact
Yeah.
we're like, we heard that, but guess what? That's gonna be like in the 3,000s.
Oh,
but the
nah.
fact that I can walk into a grocery store and pick, it's like, guess what? No, a doctor didn't make that up.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing is, that's why your smart technology is important. I actually know a student that actually still does not have a smartphone. I'm like, you're actually in 2017.
How
you have
are
a
you
flip
functioning?
phone.
Like-
And that was the conversation. I said, you can't do any of my assignments.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Let me take it a step further though
Please.
before we pass this article. that's infancy. What
Yeah.
you see right now, right? For you to
Come
walk
on,
make it
in.
deep.
That's
Come
good.
on.
Yeah.
See, a year ago, Amazon over in London, over in Great Britain area, over in England, they were testing drone deliveries of products, right? They started that testing. And so what you're going to see eventually is you'll be able to pull up your app. You'll be able to look and say, okay, these are my normal items to get. Hit deliver, and those things laying right on your porch. What you'll be able to do here pretty soon is walk downstairs and say, hey, Alexa, add this to my shopping cart. And the next thing you know, 2 hours later, that shopping cart shows up at your front door. You don't even have to go to the grocery store.
Dude, this
anymore.
is like steps to the Jetsons.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
But it's the thing. It's so crazy because when we were younger, we wanted the Jetson life, right?
We wanted the
it. We was
Jetson.
like, I was like, what, 2000? We gonna be in the
Flying
air.
car.
Flying car.
Yeah.
My car don't fly, y'all.
Y'all
Mine
doesn't.
either.
I have a
It's
hybrid,
rubber.
right?
It's rubber. It's rubber.
Mine's
on the-
electric.
I'm like,
Yeah,
this-
right.
it don't fly. It
Yeah.
don't fly. It's just it's plugged. It plugs in. Yours is great on gas. You guys have great, but
Yeah.
it don't.
Yeah,
it don't.
yeah.
It's still on the road. It's still on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
They still building highways,
Dude,
y'all.
but y'all, this is
Well, now,
we're 2017.
I was about to hit you with something else.
Hit me,
but
hit
I
me.
don't wanna-
Tell
I'm gonna
me.
do it. So just a little bit. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit. We talking
Come
about
on, tell
technology,
me.
so I'm in my zone right now.
The fact that he put his
Elon
hat in.
Musk,
Okay.
inventor of Tesla, SpaceX,
Yeah.
co-founder of PayPal, worked with eBay. Right now, they're building tunnels over in Los Angeles. Literally, he has a company called the Boring Company. No pun intended.
I love
They're
it.
building tunnels
boring
in LA.
walls.
They're boring tunnels under LA because your car will be able to come down on a shuttle, on a like a little skit, so to speak, and then shoot you at 125 miles an hour to the next place or next city and bring you back up like a car elevator and let you out. That's part of another
cray.
part of the phase.
Because the
is
405 is crazy, y'all.
Oh
in
yeah,
LA.
yeah. So Elon invented Hyperloop. I don't know if y'all familiar with
I
Hyperloop.
heard about that.
But
I've heard about
800
it.
miles an hour speed vacuum tunnel. They're testing it in Dubai right now. So that's some of the tunnels he's building in LA are going to be for the Hyperloop. So now you'll be able, imagine being able to go to lunch from Houston to Austin, come back from lunch and stay at work. Imagine being able to go to Dallas to go
Allison.
shopping and come back. 20 minutes to Dallas. 15 minutes to Austin. That's what we're talking about with Hyperloop.
You know,
It
Dallas
makes
is
that bullet train nothing.
No.
I know, right?
Nothing.
That makes the
Nothing.
bullet train.
Nothing.
It makes it slow.
Nothing. So that's what's happening.
Hashtag
They're
keep
already
up.
building the tunnels in LA.
Stay
Keep up.
woke. Stay woke. Don't
Stay
sleep.
woke.
Y'all, like this is all happening before our,
I'm
but to
just
this
saying-
knowledge, this is goes back to the knowledge is
Yeah.
power. Like we're sitting here talking about this. Gary's like, he's really into IT, and he's like, I'm like, yo, Amazon is so new. He's like,
Not really.
no, not really. Like we
But
kind of
it's-
expected
but
this
it's
to
the thing,
happen,
so when
right?
I remember we were in school, or right in high school or whatever, and everybody was excited because we had like our own phone line and we had
Man,
a
that was the big
voicemail, and then you
stuff,
had
right?
your pager
Yep.
and you had your slide
And when you had your first, if
like,
you had a cell
The
phone,
two-way.
a two-way pager. Come on, the Motorola two-way pager.
Yep.
And I thought I was,
Yep.
and then everything. Then one day we went to sleep and woke up and we had smart technology.
we had
Literally,
iPhone
we
touchscreen.
went
I
to
remember when I
sleep.
first did touchscreen, I was like, no, seriously, how's this gonna work? They're like, just touch it. I'm like, no, but it's too big. How do I work
When the
that?
last time
Where's
you had
my
a house
keyboard?
phone? I haven't had one.
My
in
parents
years,
have a house phone.
but no.
they're my
That's why
parents.
they're paying for
My
nothing.
parents.
They're paying because nobody.
And my
calls them
dad's
on
a
it.
tech guy. Like he builds computers.
But this is the thing. It's like, but why? It's
Old
because
school.
they want because you don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose that part.
True.
You don't want to let go of because that part of life is almost like not existent anymore.
That's crazy.
You have it at work in that city. Everybody has a desk phone, and that's it. So I think that's what's happening right now.
Oh, nothing. I was just.
Embodied.
I mean, I don't know.
Embodied
I
by
don't-
the presence.
I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen. So okay. So my last thought of the evening.
Talk
This is
about
my
it.
last note. You can just jump in and whatever your last note is. I thought it was really special that rapper MC Lyte.
That sounds good. That was gonna be. That was.
She really wanted to know where's Kanye.
Ah,
And she wrote him a heartfelt message, y'all, a heartfelt message. And she was like, where are you? How are you? Are you doing okay? We need to hear from you. So slick, so slay. I mean, she went through this whole little rap. It was like, I'm looking for you and we need to hear from you. So, he lives, he asks and believe he'll manifest the gift, new life. We miss you, Kanye. And that's crazy because Kanye was under so much fire at one point because he's always been, he's a creative genius, as they say, creative genius, but also he very much was mocked. Because he was a person that didn't want to be around. He didn't want. I don't want to say he didn't want celebrity because I can't say he didn't want it because he knew what he was getting himself into.
He want the limelight. He didn't want to be a celebrity.
I don't
even know.
You
I don't
don't
even
think
know.
so?
I don't know if it's a
No.
line. I think he wanted what comes with it, but he didn't even want the light.
Okay.
I think maybe he wanted to be.
Or maybe the
I think he
platform
wanted his
to be
gift
heard.
no, I'm saying he wanted his gift to be recognized.
Got it.
But
can see
and
that.
maybe and I can't. It wasn't even in secret. It's just more like I want y'all to recognize that I'm a talent. And I'm giving you guys something, but I don't want to be harassed behind it. I want to
Yeah.
be normal.
Yeah.
I want to be able to order me a katana latte, whatever it is, whatever he drinks or whatever, and walk down the street and do whatever he does, and not have to worry about people talking to him, because if I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day.
Sure.
And I think that it came on him in a way that he wasn't ready for. And so now when you have people that's who she is a pioneer. You talk about MC
Indeed.
Lyte, and you talk about, that's heartfelt. Like you have somebody like MC Lyte saying, "Where are you? We miss you." I wonder how that hit him when he got it. Because I read this today and I was like, dang, that's real.
It is
Because
real.
because if he was uninspired, I would be inspired now.
So
You see what I'm saying? Like you'd be like, let me get in the studio right now because MC Lyte is looking for me. Like,
Yes.
ugh,
Yes.
like
Yes.
that's such a shout out. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yep.
that means she's paying attention.
Yep.
So I'm gonna flip it on the other side. One thing that everybody has said, that Kanye West has not been the same since his mother passed away.
True. We saw it in his music.
And I will say this, and this is a little passion of mine. Being able to work through grief,
Absolutely.
seeing a counselor,
Yeah.
allowing, and being a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity
Not today.
yet.
Come on, yet.
But I can only imagine. It's one thing about just dealing with grief, period, privately, and in your own world. But being a celebrity, dealing with grief, and still having people push on you to do showcases, and everywhere you walk out the house, you're being photographed, and you go through your process in public, not in private, right? I really just think that this is just another call to say, hey, for those that have been grieving or that have had, that have experienced it, that have not sought any type of help. I'm not saying that, Kanye needs that. I don't know his personal life like that, but I just know that he made a shift after his mother passed away, which many people do after a loved one has passed away, especially someone close to you like a mother or a father or,
Yeah.
or a person that's cared for you for so long, but has not been able to seek help. I think that grieving process is so important, that it happens in its completeness, not just, dang, somebody died, man, I'm crying, boop, I'm back up, to actually be able to grieve.
And I think on top of that, we just, like last year, his wife was,
Held by
held hostage
Yes.
or whatever, and she almost lost her life. And I think that him processing through all of
it
that,
was like boom, boom.
that's a lot, because it's like almost like, okay, I'm almost okay. Well, okay, now I'm not okay anymore,
Yeah.
because now I have to literally get on a plane to go get her because she's in Paris. I'm in the United States. Like that's a whole, like he probably felt like his world was crashing. Like that's a crash because you just had another child.
And
you know,
he's human.
New parent.
And
I
he's
hate to say
human,
this, he's human. Who
He
I think,
is.
oh Lord, I'm going to reference her, but I'm going to do this. Cardi B,
Cardi B.
Yeah.
who's on Real Housewives.
Well, she's a very intelligent
She's
woman.
very intelligent. So she said this, and somebody, I guess,
Oh, really?
somebody, stop. Somebody. put
Well,
this, and
she's
she
more
was like-
intelligent than some.
She somebody was videoing her,
If you have
and
to compare.
she said something, and this one line stuck out to me. She said, "Yo, I'm human. I'm allowed to have a human moment."
And I think that's the part people
And I
forget.
said, "Bravo," because a lot of people forget that celebrities, Beyonce, Kanye West,
Jay.
Shania Twain,
Well,
Jay-Z,
we went there.
these are people.
Come on, Shania.
They use the bathroom
Real.
like we do. They eat like we do.
Yeah.
They sleep like we do. They are people.
I think that's the human moment. That's the Erykah Badu, right? Like I'm a person and I'm
What's the-
sensitive about my stuff,
And
so-
that's real.
And so, like when you're talking about my life, it's kind of like I need a time to process. And I think sometimes they don't feel like they have the time. They don't have the time to go through whatever their moment is because
Yeah.
people have so many expectations.
Yeah.
So many
I'm
expectations.
paying you to be great. Be
I'll-
great.
I hear all of that, and I think that you all are both right. I think that what you're saying is 100% spot on. Right now, I think Kanye West is in the lab. I think he is working
think
on,
so?
on
I can see that. I can
TurboGrafx
see that.
16 is supposedly his next project. I think he's hard at work right now. He's either in Hawaii, in a lab in Hawaii, or he's somewhere in New York, and he's getting it in. And I think it's important for him to stay in that creative zone. We talk
Yeah.
about that on Startup Masters. Check us out. But
Come
it's
on,
about
Startup
it's
Love,
about
love that startup.
You've got to be able to protect your creative place.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
so important because
That's
that's, how
good.
you
Protect
grow.
your creative space. I like
and
that.
That's what I believe is going on right now.
I second that. I know Allison and I we've been rocking for 18 years.
Whoop, whoop. Rocking for a long time.
I mean, a whole school term as a child.
Ah!
But I think that one thing about me I've learned is like when I'm when I'm building in my mind, I literally become an introvert, and it's like I have to emerge. Like I said,
I will witness
I said
that.
I had to go reclaim myself.
Y'all-
I said because I've been so focused on let me make sure this thing is covered and this thing is covered. Make sure my husband is doing whatever he needs to do for his brand. And it is, you know what I mean? Like I'm doing all stuff. But I was like, now I need to take care of me. I said, I need to go reclaim myself because I think I got lost in all of it. But I was in my creative space because I'm very quick with it. But I'm like, then I started kind of, you were going to say something.
No,
I felt you.
I really, because that one word, protect your creative
You have
space.
to.
You got to.
Gary, that was good. And
Yeah.
I think that for all of our viewers, that's something that you have to do. And I think everybody that's watching this, if you're watching this, you're creative in your own way, whether it be
You got to be
big,
because you're part of
whether
the
it be
sphere.
small. You are
Mhm.
part of the Sphere Network. You are in your creative space, so protect it. Whatever that
Stay
means,
woke.
make sure that you
Gotta
have
say
your
that.
time
Yes.
with it.
Important.
Make sure
Yes.
that you're careful with it. So guess what, guys? Unfortunately,
You always
we have
try to
bid you
leave.
adieu. So guess what, y'all? That is a wrap. We're
Wait,
looking
I
forward.
gotta say, I got something to say. In real time.
Real time.
In real time. People are really scared about losing Obamacare. Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh! So we're leaving.
And they're not all Democrats. Okay, bye.
We are definitely going to start on that next show because it's some serious stuff.
I'm like highlighting it.
Man, we look forward to joining us next week on Society Now as we continue to ignite perspective, excite passion, and invoke social consciousness. I am Allison Bullock. Do not forget to follow me on Miranda Inc. on Instagram.
Yay! And my name is Kira Laws. #fingers. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, Spirit Fingers. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Modern Day Cindy.
And of course, my name is Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. You can find me anywhere online.
The boss.
Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with a Z. This has
Come
been
on, a
another
Z.
great episode of
It's-
Society
We are
Now.
super excited. You guys don't remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud,
roboting for y'all
and
right now.
Stitcher. Good night, and we love you. Have a great night, guys.
Peace.
Bye.